sort out. Okay, so this is module 5 again, unit 3, institutional adoption, the CFOs paying salaries in crypto. Merchants 46% globally now accepting tokens. Wake up, the body of Christ. Welcome to Passion Pace Global Training Institute again. This is the cryptography and cryptocurrency course, and we are here to empower revivalists, uproot ungodliness, and build legacy. Okay, that came too early. Now, so basically, what is institutional adoption all about? We've already mentioned this several times. It's simply letting us know that institutions are increasingly, I mean, it's just when you, okay, I'll give you an example. Why do you think influencers, why do you think they are used to advertise products? Because otherwise, adoption can take years. If someone is wearing nice clothes and is looking good and is, is within the community, nobody sees them. But give it to an influencer to wear, or what they call them, celebrities to wear. Once they wear it, the whole world sees it as special clothes. Even though sometimes it's rubbish, I'm sorry to say, but seriously speaking, sometimes it is. It opens your whole body, whole breast, even for young people, young children. But the fact that an influencer, the fact that what's it called, a celebrity is wearing it, that's it. Okay, so that's the same thing now with the cryptocurrency. They are engaging institutions because they know our brain, they know our mindset. Because if it's not adopted, excuse me, I'll give you another examples in football. Okay, so I remember there was a time when they kept looking at somebody who kicks. They kick with their left leg. Okay, oh, maybe somebody has been kicking. Lots of people have been kicking with their left leg for years. But the moment one of the most what's it called, most goal scorers, or what do they call them, the moment this, I can't remember the person, the moment he started scoring, they noticed that he scores with left leg and all that. Wow, that's it. That's exactly the same thing with institutional adoption. As soon as they begin to, and you can imagine, for that to take place, you can imagine that they're spending a lot of money. Okay, so sometimes we have to take the risk, pay the price, to be able to allow adoption of new ideas. I hope you get that secret there. So institutions now, they are increasingly integrating crypto into their operations. Okay, at least I know PayPal, I think PayPal uses crypto now. Yeah, you can accept crypto, you can pay in crypto with PayPal now. But you see, we as a general people, we're not even looking into that yet. Okay, but they too, they know that you are not looking, because they feel like you might say you don't want it, don't want. So that's why they are doing everything possible now to legalize and to make it institutionally adoptable. Once it's adopted, you'll start noticing it becomes the order of the day. Even our children, even our teenagers, it's not that they'll be forced, but before you know it, you have to pay using cryptocurrency. Okay, so we better start yielding and trying to understand that this one, once they seek institutional adoption, you can't say no. Okay, you can't say no now. If you want to enter into a cinema now and they need you to have a Bitcoin before you can enter. When I say Bitcoin, you have a fractional, you understand what I mean by fractional. A fractional ownership, fractional token. You just or even if their own ticket, yeah, you have to pay for their ticket with cryptocurrency. You don't want to go to the cinema anymore. Oh, they know how to get us. They know how to grab us. I'm telling you now. So you better start understanding it, because we can't run away from this world. We have to get used to it. So CFOs explores payroll in digital asset now. Merchants worldwide, they are accepting tokens for payment. I'm telling you that 46% acceptance level now globally. Okay, and adoption is signaling mainstream legitimacy, because once it's accepted and people are using it, then that's telling you that is moving on. Crypto moves beyond speculation. Okay, and there are practical use cases which are driving growth. Institutions, they are the ones that are anchoring the trust in blockchain. Everyday analogy, okay, choosing between cash or gift card. Employee, they will select a preferred payment method. So Crypto this time, they now offer digital gift card with global use, and it's flexible, it's portable, it's borderless. And exactly the same thing that applies to payroll in crypto. You'll start noticing very soon that staff will get paid in cryptocurrency. Okay, so, and there are loads of DeFi. Well, I'm sure they will create their own D app, so it won't be that, oh, you have to go and look for a D app or something. No, they will create their own D app and they will pay you from there, and then you can convert it to fiat until real money, fiat currency, fades out, and then you can go and spend it, or you can keep it in crypto, and spend it on websites that are already accepting it. So it's expanding into employee empowerment, and they are going to use it to modernize compensation systems. So maybe they might say to you that if you do well in a place of work, you will get more some tokens, which I think I tried to set up something of that nature before, where even with the young people, you are able to set up and lay your bed. Yeah, you get a token as well. Okay, so I mean, there's a lot that we can do with this. There's a lot that we can do, but we have to have our mind open. Let me not say anything. Merchant adoption. So I mentioned merchant, they're already adopting it. 46% of global merchant, they now accept crypto. 46%. That is huge, a huge success. They are using Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins. They are now integrating it into the POS systems. That's a machine now, and the payment gateways, and it's expanding customer base internationally. So don't sleep, Christians. And reduces transaction fees because there is a faster payment settlement, and it's just a tiny payment that is required, and it strengthens brand innovation. So what are the benefits for institutions? Of course, they are able to diversify payment options. They attract new customers as well. Okay, financial flexibility is enhanced, and they reduce reliance on intermediaries, because they happen to pay a lot of money to use intermediaries. Okay, so you'll notice that some what's it called now? Those organizations that they help you with third-party payment option, it might be fizzling out very soon. And it builds reputation as innovators, it strengthens global competitiveness, and it drives mainstream adoption. Challenges, of course, market volatility, which can affect payroll stability, because let's assume that you, as a staff, you're expecting £3,000 in a month, and there is instability, there's volatility. They don't want your salary to have dropped to £500. So this is the essence of stable coins. Can you see? Okay, so regulatory uncertainty complicates compliance. Taxation rules, it varies globally, and I see why the government, the United Kingdom, is trying to get into it, because then they can tax you and probably be able to use it once they see that the effective taxation is in place. Technical integration requires, of course, investment, so they're working on that as well. And employee education is needed so that they don't accidentally transfer their money to a wrong what's it called again? To that wrong code. I can't remember the name of the code. And then that means the whole salary is gone for a month. That would be a big problem. So there's a merchant risk of fraud and chargebacks. Yeah, I've had that experience before. And therefore, institutions must balance risk and reward. So let's look at some institutional case studies. Technical firms, they're offering crypto salaries already. Retailers are integrating token payments already. Airlines and travel platforms, some of them are accepting Bitcoin already. Restaurants and cafes or caves, they are adopting stable coins. Okay, global brand experimenting with Web3 loyalty. In fact, they've not even finished sorting out crypto. They just left crypto, like, okay, we've seen some people working on crypto. Let's move on to Web3. Web3 is as in the rate at which Web3 is working. Now they're looking at things like how this work together. Crypto, Web3, AI, and Internet of Things. Those 4 areas. Crypto, Web3, AI, and Internet of Things. They're going to be the order of the day very shortly. So institutions, they diversify across sectors, and adoption spreads beyond finance. Remember what I said? It's more than finance now. So everyday analogy in this case, merchants are accepting crypto just like shops are accepting foreign currency. It expands the customer reach because now more people are able to purchase from your you see now, if you have a retail organization online, try and get into cryptocurrency, try and begin to understand it so that you can gain more, especially where your product is digital, so that you can gain more people to purchase your product. But for now, we know that US dollars, what's it called, is still in place, but there will be people that may want to pay you in cryptocurrency. Okay, and they know that they won't have to pay, too much. Yeah, they know that they will not have to pay too much on their transaction fees. Okay, and it builds inclusivity in commerce. Exactly the same principle applies in token payments. Okay, institutions, they adapt to global demand, and crypto becomes everyday money. That's what's going to happen shortly with child. Oh, future outlooks, what does it look like? They are going to integrate it into crypto payrolls. Merchant adoption expected to surpass 50%. Okay, stable coins, is likely to dominate institutional use. Yeah, because like I explained about salary earlier, regulation will shape their adoption speed, and institutions, they will diversify across token types. Crypto integration becomes standard practice, and future anchored in real world utility. So here is a recap. Merchants are already accepting crypto, 46% globally. They're already accepting tokens. Okay, there are benefits, there are challenges, but the case study shows diverse adoption. Everyday analogy clarifies the impact, and institutions, they are choosing crypto to solve real problems rather than just a form of payment. So thank you for listening. Now I need to figure out that one. Sorry, I sent the wrong one here. I needed to send, no wonder. I'm just gonna adjust it for us to see now. I think that was what happened to it. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. So this is the last one. We have other courses. Okay, on the site, digital business success, smart skills, digital evangelism, and more. For more information, visit passionpaceglobal.org. And thank you for listening. That is the end of Unit 3.